huge game then in prospect at the Stade Gilbert Brutus. Catalans finally play here in Super League for the first time since Easter Monday. Their last Perpignan appearance was a 62-6 defeat of Doncaster. Their last home game, the momentous win over the champions Wigan in the Nou Camp before a record crowd of over 31,500. London seeking only their second Super League away win this season. They won 18-16 at Leeds, and they even lost at Halifax in the Cup. They've already surpassed all the pre-season predictions, though, with 5 wins so far, and the first time that London Broncos in their history have beaten Super League's big 3, Wigan, Leeds and St Helens, in the same season. John Wells alongside me in the commentary box for this one. I mentioned the pedigree of those 3 sides, John, and that just shows that Catalans could face a real challenge.
Yeah, they could, and I think we're all looking forward to seeing what's going to come from the London Broncos. The most famous and dramatic of victories last week against St Helens, that golden point 23-22 victory. And some would argue there's no better time to face the Dragons as well. They seem to have fallen off a cliff in the last couple of weeks. Defeat, but the manner of that defeat as well. Just 12 points scored and 85 conceded as they go out of the Challenge Cup that they hold, and faced a heavy defeat at the hands of the Warrington Wolves in round 17. So if you're Danny Ward and a London Broncos fan, you've got an awful lot to play for here.
It's Catalans in the shape of Julien Bousquet. Typical strong one from him into the tackle of Yates there. That was Da Costa who moves in. And then Julien.
4. Move Jordan, back. Goal 4.
Jordan Abdul, the tackler for the London Broncos, and here is Casti.
5. Move Luke, all the way, Ed.
Such a big miss last week.
Goal 5.
Delighted that he is back. Then the kick comes in.
Play on.
It's fielded well. And
Surrender.
London now with their first possession.
Stand.
Young Alex Walker, a good early test, not an awful lot of pressure. It's a poor kick from Matty Smith.
2.
And Alex Walker, who's earning plaudits across Super League for his performances so far in 2019. Well, that's a nice little confidence booster for him.
Team's going through the bottom of your screen now, and a late change for London. Matty Fleming coming in as Matty G was injured in the warm-up. So Catalans have Tony Gigot at fullback, then it's Romano, Mead, Langi and Fuad Yaha. Sam Tompkins alongside Matty Smith.
5.
Mikel Simon, Alex Da Costa and Julien Bousquet in the front row, with Julien and Garcia in the second row, and Casti is the loose forward. On the substitutes bench for the Dragons, Michael Gudemond, Anthony Maria, Sam Cassiano and Jason Baitieri. London line up with Alex Walker at fullback, then it's Kieran Dixon, Ryan Morgan, Elliot Keir and Rhys Williams, the same 17 that won at St Helens, and Jordan Abdul alongside the match winner there, Morgan Smith. The front row, Eddie Batty, James Cunningham and Olsi Krasniki, with Jay Pitts alongside Matty G in the second row, and Luke Yates is the loose forward. On the bench for the Broncos, Fozzard, Richards, Mark Ioane and Rob Butler.
3. Move. Play it. Play your ball. Go 3. Markers are in. Contributing.
This is Casti.
4. Move, Olsi.
Krasniki with the tackle. Nice offload at the line to find Matty Smith, but Sam Tompkins just can't collect that ball. They look threatening there, and they've blown the chance.
Really good defensive read from Elliot Keir. He worries Sam Tompkins off the ball. You see Keir's in his eye line. He made a defensive read. You've got to make those early with Sam Tompkins because he's got excellent hands. He's taken all the time away from the former Wigan fullback in his debut season as a Catalan Dragon. That's a nice piece of defensive work from Elliot Keir. Tompkins ruined what could have been there, because early signs are that the Catalan Dragons are making very good meters up the middle of the park. Very easy meters, Ben.
Move, Remy! Oh, Mikhail, hold!
London in possession though here, and Cunningham gets that ball away. There's 3 in the tackle initially, and Bousquet among them for the Dragons, and then a penalty called by the referee Liam Moore. There's a ball steal in there. So a chance for Jordan Abdul to plant the London Broncos firmly in that Dragons half of the field.
On the foot.
And Danny Ward talking in the post-match conference after that famous victory over St Helens that he's been saying for some weeks now. He needs 8s or 9s out of 10 across the board from his players in order to secure results at Super League. They've had that recently, and certainly in the hands of people like Eddie Batty and Alex Walker, the man in possession now. They've got that consistently.
4 minutes gone as Elliot Keir takes it in for the London Broncos. David Mead alongside Casti in defence for the Dragons. Cunningham's pass, that was Abdul. Swarm around the ball carrier though. Good defence first up from the Dragons. Beaten comprehensively at Warrington last week. Batty can't get the ball away, enveloped by 3. Mikael Simon and Casti among them. De Costa downstairs as well. Here is the last one then, and Abdul with a measured kick that's been spilled initially. And it's going to be a goal line dropout, and Arthur Romano, under not too much pressure, it has to be said, has put his side under pressure here.
Not seen an awful lot of Arthur Romano. Watching him last week against Warrington, he looks a lively customer with the ball in his hand. Good step, good footwork. There's obviously room for improvement there with his defensive handling. Interesting from a London Broncos point of view. They've got some real ball players there. James Cunningham, who's a half in the hooking position. I'm interested to see who plays the dominant role there in Jordan Abdul and Morgan Smith in the halves. 3 natural ball players. Triple threat, if you like, for the Catalan Dragons to face today.
The restart trapped nicely by Kieran Dixon, but the chase from Catalan is good. Kresniki plays it for Cunningham. To the right-hand side this time.
2, move, get squirt marker. Hold!
Ryan Morgan, double against his parent club last week. Here is Batty now. Big hit coming in there.
Move! Hold, go third.
Simon lined him up. There's Morgan Smith, nice pass from Abdul, and that's Jay Pitts. Benjamin Julien in quickly though.
4,
David Mead alongside him, and Julien Bousquet.
Hold, trapped.
London 10 metres away, and they've knocked on.
You stand up and play the ball, Jay. No, mate.
Liam Moore not impressed with Jay Pitt's effort there.
Clock on. Time off.
Liam Moore's interpretation
mate,
there.
Don't try and trap him in.
Jay
trying
Pitts
to win a penalty,
has to regain his feet to play the ball. I'm saying he's trapped in the Catalan defender. You can see a little evidence of there, and in the process of doing that and trying to earn himself, earn his side a penalty rather. He's come unstuck when it came to the basic mechanics of playing the ball. So the first look at this Catalan Dragons line, which has been flimsy in defence, as I've said, over the last couple of weeks, has come to naught for the London Broncos. The Catalan Dragons allowed to get away, and now the Broncos concede a penalty for offside. That's an easy let-off for the Dragons.
Won't need a second invitation to dump this ball into touch. Matty Smith just calming things down.
Okay, mate.
Fully expect to return to winning ways.
On the foot!
Against the Broncos outfit they put to the sword at Ealing over Easter. Matt Whitley with a double. 19 points from Sam Tompkins as well, and a 39 points to 6 win.
Go on!
Julien played that ball. Here is Mikael Simon now, faced by Cunningham. Batty in there as well.
Hold!
Already inside the Broncos half of the field. And to the left with Smith initially. That's a really good tackle though from Luke Yates.
Hold! Go third.
Former New South Wales under-20s player. All the pedigree, Luke Yates. And here is Julien now. And David Mead, really nice pass. This could be a chance for the Dragons. And Arthur Romano.
0! Keep the mark.
He's pulled down, he's lost the ball in the process of the tackle. A good early chance for the Catalan Dragons. What a great shot as well by Yates on Matty Smith. That's interesting. Even if there's nothing comes of that and doesn't force a mistake, Matty Smith will be thinking now. Luke Yates has got him in his sights.
Go on. Go boys.
Catalan Dragons then will hunt the mistake as Dixon tries to extricate himself from that tackle there. Benjamin Julien involved.
Stand up, go 2.
So much pace in his locker. Kieran Dixon, they can't allow him to get away. That's a really nice offload though from Elliot Keir. And now Jay Pitts.
Move, David! Hold!
Taken by David Mead. Cunningham now. Short side play for Abdul, and then it's
0 advantage.
Williams, I think, who puts it down, and referee happy for play to continue, and so now Catalan Dragons can try and test this London defence. end-to-end stuff in the opening 8 minutes, and now the Broncos have it back.
0.
Well, Casty's wasted an opportunity there. The ball fired into his chest. It probably came a little too quick, but certainly should have taken that one. Beautiful ball off the floor, by the way, to Romano. I think it was from Mikel Simon. In the build-up to that break that again came to nothing. I like the way that both teams play, you know. Really expansive, confident stuff. You expect that from the Catalan Dragons, that Gallic flair. Not so much from the Broncos. I think that's one of the aspects of their play that's taken a lot of teams by surprise. Not only their doggedness and determination to stay in games, but their enterprise.
Third, move Ben!
Morgan Smith
embodied
that with the extra time drop goal last week. Cunningham's pass.
4.
There's Ryan Morgan.
Hold. Goal 4.
Morgan Smith again. And Abdul brings in Pitts and then back on the inside. Really nice again. Walker coming in just at the right time. Last chance though for the Broncos and Danny Ward's men with Abdul. That's Walker, goes cross field. There's recruits out there, but it's taken really well there by Fouad Yaha. He just flew out of the sky and collected that.
Confident take by the Frenchman.
Thanks, mate.
Was for a short time there, the Catalan Dragons left edge defence looked at 6s and 7s. Walker with a kick over, plucked out the air. Dominant call from Fouad Yaha, and the Catalan Dragons start again.
Why wouldn't he be confident? 5 tries in his last 6 in League and Cup for Fouad Yaha. Grabbed the opener in the defeat at Warrington last week.
Move, Luke! With me head.
That's the element of his game that's always been poor. If that's a term of phrase, if that's the correct term of phrase, it's not too harsh. We know he can finish. We know he's a fantastic runner of the ball, really strong, good, low centre of gravity. If there was a question mark over Fouad Yaha, it was his ability in the air. Well, you know, I think the first examination he's passed with flying colours.
2, move, square markers.
Broncos then just 5 metres short of that halfway line as Cunningham gets the ball away.
Okay, now
Smith. Mikel Simon, Samisoni Langi on defensive duty to stop Luke Yates. Cunningham again. Here is Smith, again back on the inside. Batty collides with Langi. It's a quick play of the ball though, and Cunningham races away. Really nice run from James Cunningham. Can Casty stop him? He has. Fouad Yaha in there as well. Last one then for the Broncos. And Morgan Smith puts a teasing kick in, and Abdul holds on. And London Broncos strike first in Perpignan. They upset the leaders last weekend. It's not been given yet.
Tackle 5.
This could be a sensational opener against the Catalan team looking for third.
Well, the only thing they could be looking for here is an onside-offside ruling. At first glance, in live play, I think that looked fine. It's a lovely deft kick by Morgan Smith. And Jordan Abdul, his half-back partner. Well, the timing of the run is the only thing in question. And I think the video referees probably cleared this one.
Jordan Abdul, 7 in Super League so far this year. As you say, the combination with Morgan Smith, electric again.
Now, all he's looking for, Morgan Smith wearing 28, takes the ball now. Jordan Abdul wearing 6. He's timed his run really well. You can see in front of the line, behind the line, ball on the foot. Abdul's clear, gets a really kind bounce, doesn't he? You wouldn't want to be Tony Gigo in that situation. You know, the bounce of the ball has been his undoing.
Here is the decision then. And Jordan Abdul gets the green light. And London Broncos do hit the front early in Perpignan.
That's a great piece of work. We'll come back to the man who played the ball in a second. It's the kick that's side through the defensive line, and then the bounce of the ball evades Tony Gigo. Jordan Abdul, well, he's a very pleased beneficiary. But I put that down to a great break by James Cunningham, who set up position for that. He mirrored a run of his that he made for a try last week in that famous victory over St Helens. And such a tricky customer. He made fully 30 metres. Kieran Dixon from the base of the ruck into the hands of Morgan Smith, and what a great opening for the Broncos.
Kieran Dixon now looking for his 40th Super League goal of the season. And this for a 6-0 Broncos lead. From right in front, the crowd doing their best to put him off, but to no avail. And London Broncos lead by 6 points to 0.
Yeah, they're hard kicks to execute. Close to the line, under pressure. And you've got to find the gap between the defenders. You got all of those. Green light, tick in a box for all three, and Jordan Abdul scores the first points for the visitors.
Get him, boys.
6-0 to the away team, and I think it's to the London Broncos' eternal credit in 2019 that I say that without surprise.
Work to do then for the Catalan Dragons as Sam Tompkins restarts. Dixon collects, gives it to Batty. Then Simon leads the charge for the Dragons.
Hold it, Ben. Hold! Go on.
Cunningham. This time it's Bousquet.
Two.
Some good line speed alongside Benjamin Julien.
Hold, go two.
No real progress forward for Olsi Krasniqi, and then a terrible pass picked up by Jay Pitts.
Three. Move. Go.
I just want to see this set out, London Broncos, after those points.
4. Move. Go 4. All the way, Remy.
This is Krasniqi
5.
to Casti.
Move, Remy. Hold. Stand up.
Garcia
Go 5.
effected the tackle, and on the last, Morgan Smith.
Outside's clear.
It's a high kick.
Play on.
And really well taken by Tony Gigo, but good chase as well from the Broncos.
Yeah, good timing from Fleming and Morgan. So easy there to get carried away.
2.
And
Move.
hit before the ball carriers regained, has come back to earth. It's, you know, it's a sign that there's some diligence in there as well, as an ability to play and a willingness to express yourself as a professional rugby league player. Something the Broncos are doing with aplomb here so far in the south of France. The Catalan Dragons are making fairly easy meters though, which will be a concern for Danny Ward. There's another example, 10 easy meters and an offload away to Gigo.
Brilliant offload from Bousquet, and that's put Catalan on the front foot temporarily. Here is Benjamin Garcia. Heads into Cunningham's tackle.
Move, James.
Luke Yates
back
round the legs. Da Costa. Tompkins on the last. High kick. Test for Dixon. He comes up with it miraculously.
Really well taken by Kieran Dixon. Another player who has struggled with that aspect throughout his career. We know he's electric fast, great goal kicker, real competitor. Well, you can add bravery to that as well. There's a question mark over the challenge from Samisoni Langi. He looked like he was competing for the ball, but ultimately well taken by Kieran Dixon. That turns very quickly into a penalty. It was a genuine challenge for the ball, but
boys.
Dixon has taken that, has pouched that well, and Liam Moore has decided that that was just too much on the London Broncos winger.
The most physical of tackles from Samisoni Langi. Results in that
Hold.
penalty.
Go on.
But Dixon with the thumbs up. The Broncos with their tails up here as Krasniqi crashes into that Catalan defensive line again. Nice from Rhys Williams.
3rd. Move. Oh, Ben, hold.
Wanted a quicker play of the ball than that. Here is Batty now. It's Julien and Casti.
4. Move, Batty. Hold.
Quarter of an hour gone in Perpignan. Yates got the ball away, and via Morgan Smith comes for Fleming now. Batty. Liam Moore says the ball goes back, and so Eddie Batty can continue.
5. Move. Get here, Ben. Hold.
Last opportunity though, with ball in hand for London Broncos here, and Cunningham finds Abdul. He will go cross-field. Looking for Rhys Williams, he's got there, immediately snaffled out of it, and David Mead can launch the counter here. Is Tony Gigo goes forward now, and Tony Gigo is away. Tony Gigo's going to kick on the very first tackle. It's a brilliant kick though, and David Mead, it's a foot race. David Mead is going to get there. Can he continue?
Surrender.
They've got possession, that's the most important thing, and some really good composure there shown by the men from Perpignan. Here is Gigo, they're going to go over in the corner, are they? Fouad Yaha, too strong, too much, and Catalan Dragons hit back. No way that London could escape once that break was made, and Fouad Yaha, sensational form, 6 tries now in 7 League and Cup.
Well, it's the fantastic break from Tony Gigo. There's an element of risk there, isn't there? A kick on the very first tackle, but that's why I like that from David Mead. He's not gone to hack again and gone for the try on that play. He secured possession and allowed Samisoni Langi to find Fouad Yaha, who was too big, too strong for Matty Fleming, and finishes in the corner. Great try, snazzy haircut, and everybody celebrates around Tony Gigo. He's a maverick, isn't he, Gigo? He's a man who's prepared to take a risk and prepared to take a gamble. Steve McNamara will be very pleased he did so on this occasion.
And he's put the boot into his former club, of course, Tony Gigo. 2 London appearances in 2014. There were defeats to Widnes and to Salford. So he will enjoy that involvement there. Fouad Yaha, sensational form.
Yeah, cheers, Clint.
The opener in the defeat at Warrington last week, and Catalans opener in Perpignan against the London Broncos. Tough assignment here, though, with the boot for Sam Tompkins. This would square things up.
Back on.
19 points for Tompkins in the win at London.
That's great work from Tompkins. Straight off the base of the ruck to Gigo, out to where the space is, and nice unselfish work from Sami Sonilangi, and giving Fouad Yaha every opportunity there. That's really unselfish play. There's some really good components to that try, not just in that play, but the play before, Ben. Well, Tony Gigo, the educated gamble, the educated risk to kick on the first. He knew there was nobody at home. He could see that. David Mead with the composure just to secure possession again. And then fast hands and unselfish hands from Gigo and Langi to put Fouad Yaha 1-on-1, 4 points to 6.
Sam Tompkins unable to add the extras from the touchline, so London still in the ascendancy. De Costa under the restart. You'll be able to see both these sides in action again next weekend here on Sky Sports. London Broncos next assignment, a really, really crucial game against Hull Kingston Rovers. Thursday, 7 o'clock, Sky Sports Arena.
Move, Jordan! Hold!
24 hours later, same channel for St Helens against Leeds. Friday, 7 o'clock.
Move! Back here, Ryan. Hold!
And the third of our live matches from the Super League next weekend, back in Perpignan. Catalans then take on Hull FC.
Move it!
That's a 5 o'clock start next Saturday, this time on Sky Sports Action.
5! Move!
De Costa
Hold your head.
on the last tackle.
Go, 5.
Tompkins gets the ball away, and so Smith has the chance to clear and arrows the ball strongly down. It's going to be too strong, in fact. I don't think the Catalan Dragons will be too upset about that.
I've got the runners.
They were deep away from that London line, and so a chance for both teams really to take a breather after a breathless start.
Well, I disagree. I think there's no excuse for a kick that long from that far out.
Goal, 0.
Matty Smith's played on this ground. It's the home pitch. A 7-tackle set against a side as dangerous as the London Broncos.
Move! Hold here. Hold!
Even if nothing comes of it this time, and that's extra tackles that the Catalan Dragons are having to do. And when you've got men like Rhys Williams who are prepared to take on 4 or 5 Dragons in one play, you can see how this starts to add up.
Surrender!
Will it be a costly mistake as far as Matty Smith is concerned? Cunningham. Abdul. There was a dummy, had Pitts for company, but he's done really well here, Jordan Abdul. Lateral run, he's got support.
4.
Closed down eventually. Benjamin Garcia with an important contribution there in defence. London, though, with their tails up again. That was Morgan Smith. Here is Jay Pitts.
5.
Julien crashes into the tackle.
Line. Hold.
Already into the second quarter of this match. Morgan Smith with a really nice kick, but Romano is there first. And Romano, though, has not made the field of play, and so it's a goal line dropout.
Okay, mate. Thanks, mate. Thank you.
Yeah, Romano has grounded. Ball carrying arm is down.
He's tackling in the air, makes contact in the air.
But the referee has now given a penalty to the Catalan Dragons. Tackled in the air is the call. He got both calls right. He got the first call right, that he would grounded the ball carrying arm inside his in goal.
Where's your ball?
And has got the subsequent call right. I think maybe a tip off from his touch judge. There was a tackle came in the air. And that's outlawed. The feeling is it's a very vulnerable position for a defensive player to be. Both feet off the ground, as the potential there for injury is magnified. So that's why it's outlawed in our game.
Relief then for the Catalan Dragons, and particularly for Matty Smith,
Release 1.
whose kick wasn't the best just a few moments ago.
Goal 1.
Julien played the ball. And that's Tompkins who gets the ball away.
2. Move Ed! Back up, hold. No trapping. Goal 2.
Baitieri on from the bench. This is Garcia now. Gets away from one, can't escape the clutches of Cunningham, but does manage to get a brilliant offload away for Remy Casti.
3rd. Move! Hold.
Ball comes loose there.
Get at the rope. Get at the rope, mate. Get at the rope.
And it's a Dragons penalty.
Down him, boys.
Couple of Broncos defenders in the tackle, and that's allowed Matty Smith to dump the ball into that London Broncos half of the field now.
Go.
Catalan looking to hit the front for the first time. Here is Benjamin Julien.
Yeah. 1. Move, Ed. Hold. Go.
Da Costa waits. There is Baitieri spinning into the tackle of Batty. Pitts in there
2.
as well.
Move with me, James. Hold. Play it. Goal 2.
Da Costa. That was Matty Smith. Here is Garcia with some nice footwork. And then Baitieri. Julien.
3rd. Move. All the way, Ed. Hold.
Elliot Keir scrambling back for the Broncos. Gigo
Okay,
fires the pass to David Mead.
I've got you, mate.
He manages to dump it back for Baitieri.
To the line.
Quickly on from Matty Smith, and then Tompkins. There could be something on the left, perhaps, but Garcia comes
Still
back
3rd.
the other way, and now Casti. Still going, Remy Casti.
4. Move. Go 4.
Couple left for the Dragons, and it's a kick from Tony Gigo, who's looking for the post, and in the nick of time, Sam Tompkins is denied.
I'll speak to Yates now.
Really good positioning from young Alex Walker. The kick is aimed at the post, aimed at the upright from Tony Gigo, which takes the weight off the ball. And but for the outstretched boot of Alex Walker, Sam Tompkins would have had a try, which would have taken the Catalan Dragons into the lead for the first time in this game. As it stands now, they're going to get another look, another repeat set. And they're gaining easier meters now. First elements of fatigue setting in for the London Broncos. Increased amount of offloads, increased amount of space that the Catalan Dragons seem to be finding.
Alex Walker, 101 career appearances tonight. Made his 100th in the epic extra time defeat of the leaders St Helens.
1.
Romano for the Dragons. Back-to-back sets for Steve McNamara's men. Here is Bousquet now into Batty's tackle.
2. Move with me. Hold. Goal 2.
Da Costa. Now Tompkins from Matty Smith's pass. Julien drops
0.
it. London react quicker. And Elliot Keir grabs possession back for the Broncos.
Sam Tompkins was determined to pass that ball. He'd skirted across the line, and he could feel there wasn't an awful lot of heat coming from the London Broncos defence. You assume that there's something on. He's almost committed mentally to passing that ball. And Julien too flat, ball behind him. The Broncos earn a reprieve.
Move, Remy! Hold!
4 Dragons tacklers swarm around Kieran Dixon. Here is Cunningham again, and Eddie Batty now trying to carry the Broncos over halfway. Can't do so. Bousquet, I should say, with the tackle. This now is Greg Richards.
4. Move! Back up here. Hold!
Featured in St Helens' playoff defeat of the Dragons back in 2014. Morgan Smith. It's a ball away.
5. Move! Hold!
This will be the last one
for
Danny Ward's side, and it's with Jordan Abdul. There's an overlap, but it's back in for Jordan Abdul. This is really nice. Can he get a ball away? Oh, it's a brilliant flick, and they're going to be in here. Rhys Williams has put the ball down. The Broncos put it through the hands again, and Rhys Williams gets a superb try at the Stade Gilbert Brutus.
Well, it's excellent play from Jordan Abdul. Twice he's feigned to kick, and then a dummy to pass. The ball over the top. Rhys Williams, his only job is to put it down. But you can chalk that try up to the imaginative and creative play from Jordan Abdul. That's his received the pass, feigned to kick, then a dummy, out the back over the top to Rhys Williams. And that's wonderful stuff from the London Broncos. The 5th tackle, they saw the Catalan Dragons defence. There was no kick pressure. They'd assumed the ball was going to the air and were preparing for something that was yet to happen. Abdul saw that and took advantage. The ball out to Pitts, took possession again from the return pass. And the London Broncos, well, 10 points to 6 up. And Kieran Dixon he's not half bad with the boot, you know, Ben.
It's a tough angle for him.
1 minute.
This would be a real bonus if Dixon can add his second conversion of the evening. And he's done exactly that from the touchline. Magnificent kick. You called it, John.
Can you say
and
that
Kieran
again,
Dixon delivered.
Because it is quite bad, the comms.
Yeah, it's just from here. James Cunningham, this is the point where he spots that there's a run option on Pitts, and that's unselfish. Back on the sides, the Abdul. Feigned kick, feigned pass, fend, out the back. Great try. Superb try for the London Broncos. And take a bow, Jordan Abdul.
Time off.
Rhys Williams got his 100th Broncos try in the defeat of Wakefield last month, and closing in on Luke Dawn's club record of 109 set between 2005 and 2013, as Eddie Batty now carries the ball forward into Maria's tackle.
1, move, hold, goal 1.
Catalan Dragons desperate for this
2,
ball back.
Move Alex.
Closing in on the half-hour mark.
Goal 2. Third.
Strong
move
carry from Luke Yates.
Hold, goal third.
Been really impressive in this Broncos season.
4, move,
Maria
all the way
and Costa
Jason.
combined.
Goal 4.
In defence for Catalan.
Surrender! Stand 5. Goal 5.
Richards played it for Cunningham.
40. Play on.
Collected well though by Romano. Can't
1,
get through Pitts'
move,
tackle though.
all the way Ed. Hold.
Yeah, Morgan Smith had switched the direction
Goal
of the
1.
kick. He didn't get enough purchase on it. He was going for a 40-20. Good early shift here by the Catalan Dragons. Yaha, though, is wrapped up by
2,
Fleming and Morgan.
Move, get back.
Smith.
Hold. Goal 2. 3.
Yates
Move all the way.
in defence for the
goal
Broncos.
3.
Brings Anthony Maria to the ground. Here is Cassiano now on from the bench.
And they're doing exactly the right thing there. Jordan Abdul, you see how he's
4,
wrapped up around the ball.
Move.
People think the most dangerous thing about Sam Cassiano is his size. The temptation there is to go low on him as the Catalan Dragons put the ball down through Baiteri. The London Broncos back in possession.
Stand 0.
But Sam Cassiano possesses a fantastic pass, either pre-line or with an offload. It's really important that when you've got one man in the tackle, somebody wraps the ball up, because he can be devastating. A one-man wrecking ball physically, but he's got the most subtle of hands. Really well dealt with by the Broncos.
Release.
Cassiano 6 times for New Zealand international, 4 appearances for Samoa as well.
Third. Move,
He's appeared in the last 11 Super League games, and they've won 7 of those.
3.
Morgan Smith. It's now Luke Yates.
4. Movement. Full Sam, hold. Goal 4.
London try here, and 1 or 2 alarm bells will start to ring for the
5.
Catalan Dragons, you
Move,
feel.
Sammy. Goal 5.
Fleming
We're good.
gets a quick play of the ball for Cunningham. That was Smith with the
Play
kick.
on.
And Tony Gigo in the right place, and under real pressure does well to get back into the field of play.
Hold.
Well, Barra repeats that
Don't
or a try. That's
Tony,
the
don't
best
do
place
it.
you
Play
can
on.
turn over possession. Do you know what I really like about this Broncos side? And I
hold
mean
ya.
this in the best possible way. There are no superstars.
Goal 2.
In the same way that you would probably categorise Tony Gigo and Sam Tompkins for the Catalan Dragons.
Move.
But boy, they
Hold,
work for
James.
each other. They're enthusiastic.
Stand up.
They know what
Goal 3.
each other's strengths and probably more importantly weaknesses are.
4.
And they're able to
Move.
play to their
Goal 4.
strengths. I'll say it again, Danny Ward needs
10.
8s and 9s out of 10s from them as long as he breaks through.
What a run this is from Samisoni Langi. He's got support as well from Matty Smith. Ducks under the challenge. Desperate defence led by Fleming for the Broncos.
Stand.
Couple of tacklers in the
Goal
back now
5,
for
surrender,
Catalan
Matty.
Dragons. They're in a brilliant position to attack here. Sam Tompkins puts boot to ball on the last. It's going to turn Alex Walker around. They're going to get a repeat set.
On now, shot clock on.
And it's Tompkins with the kick that earns a repeat set. Matty Smith. And then it's Samisoni Langi with the break. Beautiful left foot step. Then a right. Fend. And he's in the clear. And so I was saying we need 8s and 9s out of 10, says Danny Ward. Well, the defensive marks for that particular passage of play were probably 3 or 4s.
Shot clock off.
Drop out from Jordan Abdul. Picks out Matty Smith. Here is Anthony Maria now, colliding with Cunningham.
Move.
inside the last 10, first half. Catalan Dragons desperate for a try here. Cassiano still going, thought about the offload as well.
Move, hold, play it, goal.
It's Jay Pitts who wrapped the ball up. That was really significant. Matty Smith, there's an overlap perhaps for Gigo. He's got support from Langi, and Fouad Yaha looking for a double. He won't be denied. Fouad Yaha, second try of the first half for the three-time French international.
And again, it's that combination between Gigo and Samisoni Langi. That's great work in providing the space and the one-on-one opportunity for Fouad Yaha. That's all he needs. By Terry to Smith, out the back to Gigo, the cut-out ball to Langi, and then that's the best pass of them all, allowing Fouad Yaha time to look up, assess what's in front of him, and then beat the man. If you give Fouad Yaha the ball with 5 metres and one man in front of you, I know I'm back in.
11 in Super League now for Fouad Yaha. Equalled his own club record with 4 here against Leeds. He's already halfway towards that total, halfway through this match. And Sam Tompkins with the opportunity now to close within 2 points for the Catalan Dragons.
Yeah, Fouad Yaha's career at the Catalan Dragons looked to be over, didn't it? He was turning out for Argennes less than 6 months ago. Well, he's found a new lease of life. Steve McNamara's brought him back into the fold, and I think he's repaid the faith and the gamble shown.
Time off.
4 games in rugby union with Argennes, 2 tries. Sam Tompkins fails to add the extras again, but Catalan Dragons right back in this. Just 4 points the difference now.
And that 4 points may prove crucial as we see the run through the try against a beautiful ball from Samisoni Langi. Sam Tompkins sliced the first attempt, hooked the second. It's got the feeling of a tight ball game as this one. I fear it will be high scoring. I don't know why I fear that. It's great to watch, isn't it? But I fear that this will be a close game in the final analysis. Just how important is the accuracy of Kieran Dixon and the wayward shots taken by Sam Tompkins so far. Difficult kick-off. Well dealt with in the end by Matty Smith, but the referee's called a knock-on against Sam Cassiano. I just spent 30 seconds telling you how good his hands were, and then he bobbles one underneath the sticks. This will be a dropout repeat set for the London Broncos, and it all came from a superb kick restart.
Time off.
It's Matty Smith first up, who got his boot to it.
Shot clock off.
And Sam Cassiano, as you see there, did knock on, and so London with the perfect response to that Catalan try.
Ball's lost.
But they've coughed up possession here, and Cassiano involved in that. Tempers beginning to rise around the Stade Gilbert Brutus.
And it's young Rob Butler. He's fresh on the field. The guy's a man mountain, which says something about the size of Sam Cassiano, because he stands a good couple of inches. But I tell you what, the referee's been done there. Cassiano, he's hit originally, and then look at the arm underneath there. The left arm of Cassiano has stripped the ball clearly from Rob Butler. Rob Butler, incidentally, really highly thought of by the London Broncos management and coaching staff. Certainly one for the future, but he's going toe-to-toe with Cassiano right now.
Just 21 years of age, Rob Butler, and a former Medway Dragon in action against the Catalan Dragons this evening.
Yeah, some excellent work being done at the Medway Dragons club. It's going back some years now. You've got packed out at every age group, and they're really now starting to see the benefits of that. A real hotbed of rugby league out there in that part of London.
Cassiano. Fans an offload somehow there for Matty Smith. As Catalan looked for the try that would level with 5.5 to go or so to the half-time interval. Here is Maria. He flicks the ball away from Mead. Here is Julien. They wanted a back-to-1 call there, the Catalan Dragons, but it's a knock-on call by Liam Moore, and a promising attack comes to nothing here.
That's it.
Yeah, Benjamin Julien. Well, as the judge to have fumbled that, there was a an arm in from Greg Richards. It's debatable whether that's hit the arm or the ball. Looks to me like he's had the ball knocked out. Arguably hard done by there, the Catalan Dragons. But they can't dwell on that. They will get more opportunities. There's too much quality in this Catalan Dragons outfit not to create more opportunities.
Out!
Cunningham. Williams.
One. Move!
Costa on defensive duty for the Dragons.
One. Two. Move!
Line
Hold,
speed
Sam, hold.
from Julien.
Stand up.
Halts the progress
Goal
of Greg
two.
Richards.
Third. Move!
Again, the
play ball. Goal third.
12-time French international Julien on his 40th Dragons appearance. Involved in the tackle there.
That's okay, just watch them though.
Mazy run from Alex Walker and got some space in front of him all of a sudden.
Surrender!
Shut down eventually by 3 Catalan defenders.
Four.
Garcia among them.
Time off on tackle 4.
There's an injury here.
Relax, Jordan, relax. Let's let him get treated.
Matty Fleming
he's holding his, mate, he's holding
on the deck. Himself a late inclusion after Matty G was injured in the warm-up and now a problem.
Yeah, his foot's been trapped, Ben, in the tackle. It's completely accidentally.
Okay, mate, yeah.
But he looks in a great deal of discomfort, doesn't he, Matty Fleming? He's a late call-up, as you say, in the absence of Matty G, and pulled out in the warm-up to this game. And the London Broncos now looking at Matty Fleming with a deal of concern. It was as he released the ball, 2 Catalan Dragons defenders just caught up the leg accidentally. I will stress that, but that doesn't make it hurt any less for Matty Fleming. You see as he's stepping here, it's the left leg, just gets caught there underneath, and that's a really awkward looking challenge by Terry and Da Costa, the Catalan Dragons players in there.
It's one of those that looks more painful the more you see it.
It's one of those that you wince at, Ben, and wonder why anybody plays this game, isn't it?
It's okay to do that.
Only you knew the answer to that, John. I have to say.
Well, some would argue I never really did play the game. Sam Mower, looking on from the sidelines. I was on the pitch with the shirt on. Did he ever play, though? That's the question. This is Romano's mistake from earlier. Forward Yaha, graceful in the air. This is the man who scored 2 tries for the Catalan Dragons.
Tackle 4. It's a nice try though, Kieran.
And Matty Fleming looks to me like his evening is done. And that'll be a blow for the Broncos, because they'll be down a rotation now on the bench, a bench which already contains 4 forwards. So the guys who are out there, the Krasnickis and the Batties of the world, are going to have to do more minutes than probably they would have otherwise should. And it's Ioane who takes the place of Matt Fleming.
Back on. Go. 5. Move.
4 minutes left.
Hold the Anthony, hold.
4 points the difference.
Goal 5. You're off, mate.
Morgan
you're off.
Smith. Huge kick. Full Yaha scrambles back. Semasoni Langi scrambles back, but it's a London knock-on, and so the turnover will result in Catalan possession.
That was a great challenge for the ball. Good
leap
by Fuad Yaha.
Move over to your left, mate.
And a good attacking play as well. Yeah, eyes on the ball from both players.
Okay,
Sam, that's a genuine challenge. Alex Walker judged to have knocked that forward. The question is, can the London Broncos go into this half-time break ahead? I think it'll be just rewards for the effort and industry that they've given in the first 40 minutes. Not just the effort and the industry, the creativeness, the creative play. And I'm thinking about Jordan Abdul here in particular, who's had an excellent first 40 minutes. Both halves.
Don't trap him in. Goal third.
With an assist apiece, and then Abdul with the first try as well. Here's Cassiano. And they see again, he's trying for that offload, and he's tried too hard on that occasion.
That was never on from Sam Cassiano. 4 swarming around him. We know that's a key component of this game, but that has put his side under pressure late on in this first half. What can London Broncos do in response? Ioane.
Dominant!
Cassiano is the tackler. Forces a man back.
Hold.
Desperate to atone for the error. Cunningham.
2. Move! All the way, Ben, hold.
Maria
Goal 2.
comes up with the tackle. That was on Greg Richards. And now Yates.
Third. Move!
Talking about effort in
Back here,
industry.
Jason, hold.
I think Luke Yates epitomises
Goal
all of
third.
that, doesn't he? That must be his 20th carry so far in this half.
Nice hands. Elliot Keir.
Surrender!
Anthony Maria with the tackle.
Stand! Play 8. Goal 4.
Cunningham again.
5.
Abdul is trapped.
Move! Hold here, Sam, hold. Goal 5.
Jay Pitts
Still 5.
over the top
Still 5.
for Reece Williams. Abdul, cross
Still
field.
5. Watch that ball.
Dixon back the other way. That's a teasing kick as well. It's going to be too long though, and a disappointing end to that set for Danny Ward and the London Broncos.
First error, I think, at that area of the field. They've been so good, so composed, and you would have thought Jordan Abdul, with the success he'd had, maybe take a look across that line.
Move!
Rather than kicking out straight away as he did.
0.
Butler gets stepped by Sami Soniulangi.
1. Move, James! Goal 1.
Tompkins, they're generating a bit of momentum here now. By Terry. He carries the weight of 3 London Broncos defenders. They've got a minute to hold out of the Broncos, a minute to put points on the board for the Catalan Dragons.
And Tompkins has wasted that chance. Just had one eye on the defensive wall coming towards him. Shakes his head. He knows that that was probably the Dragons' last chance. Certainly first half.
It's been an off day so far for Tompkins, both with the boot and in
Stay in that
possession.
formation, please.
He's a sublime player at his best. I think he's one of the best we've had in a long time. A once-in-a-generation player.
Okay, boys, let's get
He's got his critics, hasn't he? Mainly for the way,
head down, please.
the
Shot
things
clock
that
off.
perhaps not necessarily
Out.
associated
Time
with
back
rugby.
on.
I think he divides opinion, doesn't he? But I tell you what,
1.
as a player, he's outstanding.
Move.
Not for the first 39 and a half minutes of this
Goal
game,
1.
though.
3 times a grand final winner with Wigan. 29 England appearances as well,
2.
and of course the man of steel back in
Move.
2012,
Hold.
Sam Tompkins.
Goal 2.
We inch closer to the interval.
3. Move! Back up, Jason.
I wonder whether the Broncos will
Hold.
consider a drop goal here. 5 seconds left.
Goal 3.
Cunningham.
Ready for the kick.
Morgan Smith just arrows a ball behind the Catalan defence, barring a mistake there from Gigo. That is the last action of this first half.
Half time.
Been a really good opening 40. And at half-time, it's the London Broncos who shade things in Perpignan. Started with a try from Jordan Abdul to put the Broncos ahead. That was equalised by Fouad Yaha, though they couldn't add the extras. Reece Williams then scored a sensational try to make it 12 points to 4, but Yaha's second cut the gap to 4 points. Anyone's game second half. Analysis next, half-time, it's Catalan 8,
beaucoup trop d'erreurs.
London 12.
On leur donne tout pour l'instant cette première mi-temps. Il va falloir être vraiment plus concentré en deuxième mi-temps parce que sinon si on continue comme ça va pas le faire.
Je te remercie.
It's okay. Five. Move, Remy. Hold here, hold. Go 5. We have a try. I'm just looking at onside, offside, please, mate. I'm happy with that. He's onside. Play on! Surrender! Stand 0! Goal 0. Good. Thanks, Rob. Come on, goal 5.
Have you got minutes for tries? So I've got
5.
11.
28. Hi, Rob. Pulls up.
Cricket World Cup continues here on Sky Sports. India-Pakistan, a huge game, 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. And on Monday, it's the West Indies up against Bangladesh. And Tuesday sees England in action against Afghanistan. All those at 10 a.m. starts here on Sky Sports Cricket World Cup. And there's action from AD Boothroyd's England under-21s. They take on France in the UEFA under-21s Championship. That's Tuesday, 7:30 on Sky Sports Football. And don't forget, the US Open continues, day 3, live this evening, 7 o'clock, Sky Sports Golf. At half-time here at the Stade Gilbert Brutus, it's London Broncos on the back of that famous win over St Helens last weekend, who lead the Catalan Dragons by 12 points to 8. 2 tries apiece. Yaha with the double for the Dragons. London hit back with Abdul and Williams with 4-pointers, and Dixon's 2 goals are the difference. John Wells alongside me for this one, and we can have a look at the first half highlights right now.
Well, it's a half that belongs to the visiting side. The London Broncos full of confidence following Morgan Smith's dramatic drop goal win last week. He's also provided the assist from the boot for the first try of the game, scored by Jordan Abdul. The referee, video referee rather, cleared the onside. And it's a lovely little death kick. On 11 minutes this one, converted by Kieran Dixon. The London Broncos take a 6-0 lead. Tony Gigot does what he does best, broken field running, and his break and kick on the very first tackle, collected by a composed David Mead, sets up possession and position for Fuad Yaha's first try. Credit the beautiful ball from Sami Sonilangi for Yaha to spin out of the challenge from Matty Fleming. And then Abdul again showing what he's made of, deciding to run the last tackle, a 1-2 with Jay Pitts, a feign, another offend, and a ball out the back, and Rhys Williams crosses. That was 12 points to 4 because Kieran Dixon, of course, goaled that one from the touchline. Beautiful work by Abdul. We were full of praise, weren't we, for Morgan Smith and Jordan Abdul in the build-up to this game, and they're showing us why people are talking about them at the moment. And that would have been an 8-point lead, but for the enterprise of Sami Sonilangi. Again, a breakdown field. London Broncos' only Achilles heel, really. Their defence in the middle, long range, maybe lacking the intensity that it needs to do at this level. And Sami Sonilangi, again, almost a carbon copy of the space provided for Fuad Yaha for his second try. that speed to get that ball out. Gigo, cut out pass to Sami Sonilangi. Yaha crosses in the corner. Both goals missed by Sam Tompkins, which is why we stand as we are, Ben, 12 points to 8.
Yeah, the difference, those two missed chances from Sam Tompkins. Kieran Dixon with 2 from 2 on the other side. So London Broncos in the box seat for only their second win away from home this season. And Catalan Dragons with work to do if they're going to extend this 14-game winning sequence against the London Broncos. Huge 40 minutes ahead then. They've not had the best of fortunes recently in Super League or Challenge Cup, the Catalan Dragons. What happens next? Find out with us. Half-time, Catalan 8, London 12. They want a standalone weekend. Sensational origin opener, and the action continues live here only on Sky Sports. It all kicks off with the Women's State of Origin on Friday. New South Wales against Queensland is a 10:30 a.m. start. Sky Sports Mix and Sky Sports Arena for that one. And then games 2 and 3, both 10 a.m. on Sky Sports Arena. June the 23rd. Can Queensland wrap it up, or can New South Wales square the series? And then Wednesday, July the 10th, New South Wales against Queensland. 10 a.m. again, Sky Sports Arena. Half-time here, and London Broncos, I should say, in the driving seat, looking to win in Perpignan for only the 3rd time. They've lost each of their last 6 visits to Catalan, and their last victory across the Channel came back in August 2012.
And these are the tail of the tape. Going in first, Jordan Abdul for the London Broncos. And that was reduced to 2 points, the lead, when Fouad Yaha crossed. 6 points to 4 at that point. Jordan Abdul again, I think, with a try at the half, involving a 1-2 with Jay Pitts, and then finding room after navigating the attentions of 3 Catalan Dragons defenders to put Rhys Williams in the corner. That was 10 points to 4 at that point. Converted from the touchline by Kieran Dixon, and then a try on the 33rd minute from Fouad Yaha. And as the teams come back out onto the field, Ben, I'm going to pin my colours to the mast here, and I'm going to say, watch out and keep watching, because I think we might have another famous win on the cards here. The Broncos are playing extremely well.
They're certainly impressed in that first 40. Not done too well on their travels this season, just 1 win from 7 on the road, and it's the 4 wins from 7 for Ealing Trailfinders that have confounded many critics going into this season. They've already won 5 of their 17 matches, 10 points on the board. But Catalan, well, they have already beaten the Broncos comprehensively this season. They've won 19 of 26 in Super League over the years, and 8 from 10 on home soil. 4 from 6 in Magic clashes as well. So a surprising interval result in many ways, but Danny Ward's birthday, his 29th, is going very much to plan so far, and there's one of our own, Mike Stevenson.
Yes, I've got you, Robert.
Lovely to see him among the Perpignan crowd, a big smile on his face, enjoying the sunshine and perhaps some refreshment.
I feel compelled to correct you that it's not Danny Ward's 29th birthday. It's his 39th. I'll tell you what, he's not aged particularly well if he's 29. He's a great bloke, he's Danny Ward, and boy, I tell you something, he's wringing every last ounce of effort and enthusiasm and desire and togetherness out of this London Broncos squad.
One, move!
Of course, bon anniversaire from all of us here at Sky Sports.
Goal 1.
Cunningham gets the ball away.
And by the way, what a surprise to see Steve-O in the south of France. It's been raining in England for a week. So where does he pop up?
Goal 2.
In Perpignan.
Abdul gets the ball away. Here is Pitt, and Kia goes without it. 0 tackle call, though. There was a Catalan hand in there, and they do come up with possession with Benjamin Julien, and Liam Moore is happy for this attack to continue for the Dragons.
Yeah, first one.
So now they're going back for the first knock on. If there's no advantage, so this will be
no.
a London Broncos heading feed, which seems to contradict his earlier,
it's the first knock on.
his earlier decision there, because the first knock on
is up now,
was deemed to be against.
The first one is knocked down, so that is 0 tackle. There is then no advantage from that.
Okay, I stand corrected. Well done, Liam. It's exactly the right call, Ben. This is the second. This is the second bit. So knocked down and back into London Broncos' hands from Elliot Kieran to Jay Pitts. That was a one-on-one steal.
Okay,
there was no advantage from that point.
Shot clock off.
The advantage ended, I guess, when Jay Pitts was stripped to the ball one-on-one. So this is why the London Broncos are back in possession.
It's Rhys Williams
One.
with the ball for the Broncos.
Oh, Sam hold. Goal
Baitieri affects the tackle. Maria puts the shoulder in.
2. Move. Hold.
Ioane.
Goal 2.
And now Cassiano on
Third.
Richards.
Move! Hold! Goal third.
Cunningham. Morgan Smith. It's Garcia
Surrender!
in defence for the Dragons alongside Anthony Maria.
Stand for. Goal for.
Maria back from a 6-game loan with Hull Kingston Rovers. He was a substitute in that
5.
1918 defeat to Wigan last
Goal
weekend.
5.
And Morgan Smith
Outside.
on the last.
10 metres! 10 metres, Rob! Play on!
Collected with aplomb by Tony Gigot.
Yeah,
One.
nice work by Gigot.
Move.
Good positioning.
Hold! Goal 1, watch these down 10
He's
players.
an excellent player, isn't he? But here's somebody else who's been
2.
mightily impressive.
Move!
Particularly in the last few
Hold.
weeks, Sami
Goal
Soni-Langi
2.
really seems to have got the bit between his teeth. Great footwork, strong,
Move!
good passing
Hold.
game as well. He
Goal
spent some
3.
time in the halves, don't forget. Operating as a centre today.
4. Muji!
Ever present in
Goal
all
4.
17 in Super League. Sami Soni-Langi missed
Okay, mate.
the cup tie against
5.
Doncaster.
Move!
Do you know what?
Back mark.
Sometimes that's with some
Hold.
players. That's what you need. They need an
Goal
extended
5.
run. They need to be in the
Sam,
game,
you're
in the
Alex,
lineup
you're
every
off.
week, gaining some kind of
Clown.
consistency and some kind of rhythm.
Dixon
1.
returns Tony
Move.
Gigot's kick.
Hold! Play your ball, Kieran. Play it.
Garcia
Play it,
among the
Kieran.
tacklers, and then Sam
on.
Tompkins
Walk away,
wants to
Sam.
get involved with
Sam.
Kieran Dixon. That's still going on in back play.
Surrender! Stand 2. Hold! Goal 2.
Rhys Williams glides through a couple of tackles. Can't escape the crutches though of Da Costa. Sami Soni-Langi in there as well.
Held! Release back. Goal 3.
Morgan Smith got the ball away for Kieran Dixon.
4. Move, Ben! All
Cut
the way,
down by
Anthony.
Baitieri.
Hold! Goal 4.
Cunningham short ball for Richards this time, and Ioane.
5. Move! Goal 5.
Solid progress forward for the Broncos. It's
You're
with
off,
Abdul.
boys, you're off.
Puts boot to ball,
You're
left-footed
off,
kick.
Rob.
It's a difficult one, and
Play now!
Arthur Romano does very well underneath that, facing his own post. He knew the tacklers were coming at him.
1.
That's a good second
Move,
effort by the
Ollie
Broncos.
Stein.
Rob Butler in
Hold.
particular was called offside
Goal
from the
1.
kick by Liam Moore. Adjusted his run, slowed down, allowed the catch to be taken,
2.
and then
Move!
in third
Hold.
man
Goal 2.
on Romano to try and drag him back and reduce the amount of metres that he made.
Third.
Gigot in the tackle this
Move.
time. He's
Hold
wrapped
the
up by
amount,
another
hold.
3 Broncos defenders.
Play it. Goal 3.
Tompkins uses that short side. And that's Sami Soni-Langi
4.
operating, as
Move,
you say,
Kieran.
in the centres.
Goal 4.
Garcia, Tompkins. That was Baitieri, now it's Cassiano.
5. Move! Goal 5.
Untidy, play the ball.
Outside.
On the last tackle though, and they get the kick away.
Play on!
Alex Walker turned
Surrender!
around. Baitieri among the tacklers to bring him to
Stand,
ground
Rob. Hold
alongside
Sam!
Da
Goal
Costa
1.
and Anthony Maria.
Okay, mate. Thank you, mate.
And once again, as it so often is, the early parts of the
2.
set, it's either Elliot Keir or
Move.
Rhys Williams
Hold it steady.
who take
Goal
that
2.
first
I can't
carry
manage
and
through
get the
it.
set started. Here is Keir. And that's something that the London
Surrender!
Broncos do particularly well. They choose a side
Stand, goal
and they'll
3.
sit there. They'll go one open, they'll hit a short side. That's a strong, full-blooded challenge by Baitieri
4.
on Butler.
Move, Jason! Back!
Baitieri's head
Goal
rocked back
4.
in that collision there. Hands and silky handling from the Broncos, and Ryan Morgan has escaped temporarily.
Move!
Gets Danny Ward's side
Play
over
it,
halfway,
goal 5.
desperate for the quick play of the ball.
You're
Dixon
off, Luke.
picks up eventually.
5.
And it's Morgan Smith who puts the kick in
Down.
on the lash. Tony Gigot underneath it, and immediately faced
Play
by
on.
his opposite there, Alex Walker, and does really well to get an offload away for Food Yaha.
That's a well-timed kick chase by Alex Walker.
1.
And Tony
Move back.
Gigot,
Get back, James.
eye on the ball.
Hold.
He's
Goal
taken that
1.
well, managed to get the offload away as well.
2.
Half break by
Move.
Romano. He gets his nose
Hold.
down. That's a quick
Goal
play of the
2.
ball.
Come on, Rob, you need you.
Maria. And
Still
he gets
2.
an offload as well. A little bit more enterprising stuff now. A little bit more free-flowing from the Catalan
3.
Dragons.
Move!
And David Mead almost away. All the quality in the world.
Come up on the ball.
Made his rugby league debut against Dragons of the St George Illawarra variety with Gold Coast a decade ago.
And this is where those offloads and that little bit of pace you can sense, and that's what Elliot Keir's done. He sensed that ruck was getting a little bit too quick, that his players were having a little less time, too little time to get set, and so that's why the arm goes around the ball to try and slow down.
On the foot.
Picked up by the referee.
Go.
Losing control.
One.
Temporarily.
Well, they would say that's the lesser of two evils, Ben. They'd rather
on.
give away a full set of 6 with a set defensive line than potentially start breaks around the ruck area.
Move! Back, James.
So dangerous.
Hold. Goal
Steve
2.
McNamara's side with ball in hand. They're only 15 metres or so away from that London Broncos line in the shape of Cassiano, and Cassiano rumbling on.
Third. Move, James!
Desperate defence here from the London Broncos.
Gotta clear the
7
ruck.
minutes gone,
No,
second
no,
half.
no.
Jay Pitts hasn't cleared the ruck. It's a Catalan penalty.
Right, it's
I'll speak-
gamesmanship
yeah, I'll
by
speak
Sam
to you. You can't
Cassiano,
slow the
because he's
game
actually
down, I'm
moved
going.
off the mark there to trap in the London Broncos player underneath him.
Gamesmanship. We saw
One.
a knock-on given in his
Time
favour
off.
earlier in that first half.
Time off,
And another
Yes, you
penalty
can do.
here, this time for a ball
Time off.
steal. And Jay Pitts is being called out. I think potentially they had done by on both
I'm
occasions.
going to speak.
Baiteri has gone in. Here's Pitts. He's wrapped up around the ball. It's the second effort that's got it. It's the second effort that's got it. And now here's the second warning from Liam
It's not
Moore.
going to continue in this way. Go on.
And you feel there's a team warning that will come.
Yeah.
All right, you give a knockout for me doing
No,
exactly
mate.
the same as what
The
this
two
is.
different incidents. That's the end of the
In what way,
conversation.
though?
That's summarily dealt with by Liam Moore.
Jay Pitts, of course, the Broncos skipper, so that conversation was about as Baitieri
One.
comes in now
Move,
strongly
get that
for
rock. Step back,
the
Jason.
Catalan
Go on.
Dragons, camped under those posts. Quickly away from De Costa. That's
Two.
Cassiano.
Move. Line.
Under the
Hold.
tackle there of
Goal.
Jordan Abdul.
Goal 2.
De Costa again ignores Anthony Maria. This is Gigo instead, and Gigo with some good hands, and then he's put boot to ball,
Surrender.
and immediately London get the ball back.
Stand
Not the best
0.
option there.
Hold.
And that's the
Goal 0.
frustrating side of Tony Gigo's game. He's such a talented footballer. But he's
Surrender!
overthought that one. I think the beautiful
Stand,
little
play
dummy
it.
to get himself in the
Goal 1.
that sort of position where the London Broncos defence were holding off and then overplayed his hand
Surrender.
on that occasion. But I think you
Stand,
take that
goal
every day of the
2.
week. If you're a Catalan Dragons fan, just I think the pluses far outweigh the minuses in Tony Gigo's game these
Third.
days.
Move. Play
Of course,
it.
the
Goal 3rd.
reigning Lance Todd winner after that sensational performance at Wembley. It's Elliot Keir.
Held. Goal 4.
Moves into Garcia's tackle. Hammered
Outside.
towards the sideline, and a good end from Morgan Smith, and a good set
It's there.
for the London Broncos.
No, it is a good set because
Shot clock on.
they've wobbled a little bit close to the line. That's a beautiful dummy, first of all. Buys him half a second, but then not sure about the decision or the execution. But yeah, good from Morgan Smith. You know, they've been under pressure, they've been
Time off.
wobbling on their
Stay in
own
that
line. A couple of
formation.
repeat sets against them, given away through penalties and ill discipline.
Alex, stay in the
So to
formation.
go 80 metres and put the ball out of play, I think that's the perfect tonic for the London Broncos.
10 seconds, boys. Let's get in. Head in, Alex.
A
Head in,
breather
Alex. Shot clock
for the
off.
players. Hot conditions in
Out.
Perpignan as Gigo
Stand back
feeds
up.
the scrum. Pass at the line there. Expansive from Catalan
One.
in the face of
Move.
some really
Hold.
committed London defence led
Goal
by
1.
Abdul. And again they get the ball wide, and David Mead could be away. He's shrugged off one. He's got support on the outside from Julien temporarily. Elliot Keir with an important
Move, Reese. Hold.
contribution there to lock the
Goal
ball
2.
up. Here is Julien. That was Gigo. Now Cassiano. Big
Third.
hit from Greg Richards
Move. Goal 3. Play
in
on.
back play. Gigo finds Anthony Maria now.
4.
Trying to ride
Move
over the
back.
top.
Get back.
They send something to the
Hold.
Dragons. They've stepped this up here.
Goal 4.
Pre-line passing, 3 of those in this set of 6.
De Costa, Julien. Faced by Abdul, still going.
5. Move, back mark.
Half an hour left.
Goal 5.
Catalan seeking parity. Tompkins. Maybe something here. It's a great line from Langi. Got the ball back
0.
inside. It's a 0 tackle. Tony Gigo will surely just
0.
hold on if he's heard the call.
Move.
Full
Hold.
set of
Goal
6,
0.
5 metres away. Try and dive over first of all.
Held up on tackle
It's
1.
Garcia who's held up.
On the 10, mate, tackle 1.
Only one tackle, there's 5
Ben's
to go.
ball.
The London Broncos are on the line.
Yep.
They take
Go
every
on.
available second here. Da Costa gets us back underway.
It's a lateral run from Maria.
2.
Puts
Move, Greg.
the Catalan
Right.
Dragons right at the heart
Go
of this
through.
London Broncos defence. Cassiano
through.
manages to flick the ball back for Gigo. Gets there ahead of Cunningham. Here is Matty Smith. Now Julien. And Julien trying to put some footwork on. And then David Mead puts the ball down.
Ball's lost.
Rhys Williams in his face. And the Welsh international applauds. And the Papua New Guinea man has made the error.
That's a miscommunication. Julien was expecting David Mead to stay on the outside. In that channel outside Elliot Keir, Mead had read the body signals and had attempted to drop back under. Yeah, just a little bit of communication. That's the issue there on that right edge. But the Catalan Dragons, there was a stop there by the London Broncos, by the way. 2 metres out from the line on Sam Cassiano. I didn't get the shirt number of who the Broncos defender was, but he was straight into the guts of Sam Cassiano and brought him down on the spot. What an important tackle that was.
Rhys Williams then for the Broncos, who will just want to carry this ball as far away from their own line as they possibly can. Ioane into Da Costa.
2.
Cassiano in there as well to lend his considerable weight to that tackle. Elliot Keir now.
3. Move. Hold. Goal 3.
Cunningham, Eddie Batty.
4. Move, Jason. Goal
Garcia
4.
and Baitieri bring him to ground, but good work from Cunningham.
5. Move.
Last
Get
one
back,
coming
Jason.
up.
Goal 5.
For the London Broncos. Shifted for Morgan Smith. Can't find touch this time.
What's on? Still 5.
Still 5, says Liam Moore. Wasn't played at. And Morgan Smith escapes one,
Still
flings the
5.
ball back. And it comes instead to Luke Yates, who puts a kick in.
Kieran. Play on.
It's not the worst either. And so Fuad Yaha
Surrender.
collects it.
Start
Possession
goal
just 5 metres away from his own line, and London Broncos with a chance to hunt the mistake as Romano tries to get away from the tacklers.
No, it doesn't matter how they get there, and it was a little
Goal 2.
unconventional, but the London Broncos still managing to start the sets on the right side of the field. Don't forget, the longer this game goes on,
Hold. Goal
the more
3.
important that 4-point advantage becomes and starts to get into the head of the Dragons. They'll start
4.
trying different
Move,
things. They'll
Ryan.
start going away
Stand
from the
up.
game plan.
Goal 4.
You start putting pressure on people like Tony Gigo, ball players and Sam Tompkins. You don't care how good they are.
What an offload from Julien Bousquet.
5. Move.
Samisoni Langi on his
Goal
shoulder.
5.
Quick play of the ball, and Tompkins finds Matty Smith.
Outside.
Arrows that ball downfield. Misfield by Alex Walker initially. Comes back now with possession. There's 5
Surrender.
in defence for the Catalan Dragons, and 4 of them make that
Hold.
tackle. Da Costa
Go on.
leading the charge. Here is Kieran Dixon now.
2.
Again, Da Costa
Move. All the way,
involved.
Ben. Hold.
This time alongside Julien
Goal
Bousquet.
2.
Cunningham, Rhys Williams. Fascinating
3.
contest being played out in the
Move,
south of
square
France.
markers. Goal 3. Jason's out.
Here is the former Hull FC man, Cunningham
4.
again.
Move.
Made his
Hold.
Super League
Goal
debut
4.
here with the Black and White 7 years ago. Abdul, that's Keir. Matty Smith
5.
from the
Move.
tacklers.
Goal 5.
And Jordan Abdul's kick ricochets. Was there a knock on there?
Still 5.
The majority of the
Okay,
Perpignan
okay.
crowd think so,
Play
but
on.
they're allowed to
Went back.
carry on, and Gigo now catches on the full. Gets through Butler. Faced by Luke Yates. Really good run
1.
there from Tony Gigo.
Move.
Well, he's lost the ball or had the ball stripped, which is the decision. Yeah, and it's going to be a penalty to the Catalan
off.
Dragons. That's great work from Tony Gigo to keep his cool as well. He's gone through 3 or 4 tackles there, and as he's come to the ground, I think it's Yates who's in the final tackle here. His arms in, Yates and Krasnicki.
Let's go.
Yeah,
then.
there's enough in there for the referee to give the penalty to the Dragons.
Come on, we need cleaning up, Jay.
Interesting to see the London Broncos, though. Danny Ward will be saying, look, don't stop playing. You're in a 4-point lead. The worst thing they can do now is pull up stumps and become one-dimensional. They need to keep playing. And it's good to see that in the
Hold
last
here.
set they did, Ben.
Hold.
Still looking to stretch that
Go
Catalan
on.
Dragons defence.
It's the Dragons who Looking to stretch the Broncos defence here, though. Anthony Maria crashes in first up into the tackle there of Olsi Krasniki. Here is Bousquet now.
Third.
Cunningham. Good tackle round the legs. 20 metres away with Da Costa. Back from Matty Smith. Here is Sam Tompkins buzzing around.
Move.
Shut down by Luke Yates. Now Gudemond is on. Mikel Gudemond trying to find the line. Look at the strength from the 23-year-old. He's held up.
On the 10, mate.
Almost made an instant impact there, Michael Gudemond. A remarkable 2018 Wembley winner on his 6th appearance for the Dragons.
Still 5.
French Cup winner as well, and won the European Championship title with France. Here now is Sam Tompkins on the last.
Down.
Dixon collects coolly under pressure again, this time from Samisoni Langi.
Yeah, it was a poor end to the set from the Catalan Dragons. But they've had an exceptional 6 weeks, haven't they? You know, breaking new ground, making history. They've fallen off a cliff in the last couple of weeks. They've been away from home for a while. This is a real challenge for them now. The Broncos are full of confidence. They don't care who the opposition are. And this will be a real test of the Catalan Dragons' credentials. There are a lot of people, myself included, that think that the Catalan Dragons will be a playoff football team at the end of this season.
Yes, mate.
It's games like these that they need to be able to pull back from 4-point deficits and go on to win if they're going to underline those credentials as playoff contenders.
3 minutes short of the hour mark, and London Broncos in possession with Olsi Krasniki.
Move!
Made his first appearance in the colours of the London Broncos since 2014 last week against St Helens. Abdul gets the pass away.
Move!
That's Jay Pitts. Abdul wants more, this time for Eddie Batty. Gudemond and Matty Smith.
Hold.
Bring him to ground. 12 metres away though, the London Broncos. Nice pass. Fired for Keir. He manages to find Alex Walker under pressure. Here is Eddie Batty now. Trying to step round Bousquet. Gives it instead to Cunningham. And this now is Luke Yates. He gets a pass away for Ryan Morgan.
Hold. Goal 4.
Not afraid to throw this ball around, London Broncos. They have the lead. Can they extend it? Krasniki.
Release.
Last tackle.
Goal 5.
3 metres away from that Catalan Dragons line. Cunningham. Gets the ball away for Abdul. It's a teasing kick, and they're going to get there first. Elliot Keir has scored for the London Broncos, or has he? This one's going to go upstairs, and this could be a crucial decision.
Offside, please, Rob.
His 250th career appearance, and it could have yielded a really important try for Elliot Keir.
Well, the referee will be once again looking to clear the onside position of Elliot Keir in the lead up to this one. It's Cunningham who gets out of the dummy half position, has to move backwards under the attentions of Maria. Ball out to Abdul. Elliot Keir, well, that's a tight one. It's a tight one. It's a tight one from Elliot Keir. The on-field decision is a try. There's no doubt about the grounding. The only question is, Ben, has that offside been cleared? Difficult to tell from that angle.
It's such a tight call.
This is the angle that will tell. The ball's gone. I think you've got to say on it, the balance of probabilities, he's onside. I don't think you're going to get a clearer picture than that. I don't think there's anything there that would suggest, other than it's a tight call, that Elliot Keir is definitely in front of the kicker. And once again, Jordan Abdul, as did Morgan Smith for the first try of the game, which went to Abdul, has managed to thread a kick through the Catalan defence. Picked up and pounced on by Elliot Keir. And the London Broncos look likely to extend their lead, improbably perhaps, at this stage in the game when the Dragons were just coming back into this. There's no doubt about the grounding whatsoever, and if we're at this stage, I think this try is going to be given, Ben.
Elliot Keir, 250 up, and a crucial try in Perpignan. His third in Super League this year. Got one in Carcassonne last October in a European Championship defeat for Wales, and got one against the Dragons on his Bradford debut back in 2012. More history on French soil for Elliot Keir, and more importantly, the chance to extend the lead for Kieran Dixon. Already an 8-point margin. Dixon from right in front.
What's the time from the last penalty, Rob?
Straight between the uprights. The London Broncos have a 10-point lead.
No, it's great work from Abdul off the left boot. He's taken all the weight off it, so it actually sits up in front of the defensive line. Just have a look at this from a low angle, just drops it onto the toe. There's no weight on that at all. It just lets the ball run. It pops up in front of Elliot Keir, who is a very, very grateful try scorer. The London Broncos extend their leads to 8 points. There's 3/4 of the game gone now.
Move! Hold, Ben,
18 points to 8. What did I say? 10-point lead.
Closing in on the hour mark. And is that the moment that London Broncos take two priceless points away from Perpignan? Plenty of time left in this one.
Well, there's plenty of time, but Danny Ward and Jamie Langley, Elwar Pelissier in the middle there in a sling, will be very, very pleased with what they're seeing, particularly the fact that the London Broncos are still playing. They're still playing, they're still asking questions, despite the lead and the winning position they're in.
Elwar Pelissier, former Catalan Dragon, of course, as Jay Picks takes the ball into contact. Abdul under pressure on the last, still manages to evade the tackler and get a really good kick in. And that's a brilliant set after points for the London Broncos.
All up, shot clock on.
I owe Elwar Pelissier a coffee, incidentally. I was in Catalan earlier this season to take in a game live, and his dad caught me down walking down the boardwalk at Canet Plaza. His dad runs a coffee and pizza place. Took me in, was going to pay, and then Elwar Pelissier phoned up and said give it to him for free. So there you go. I owe him a coffee.
Here we go then, boys.
Thanks, Elwar.
10 seconds. Yeah, okay. Wait for the out call. Wait for the out call.
Plenty of action coming up here on Sky Sports, and a crucial game on Thursday evening. London Broncos against Hull Kingston Rovers, 7 o'clock on Sky Sports Arena. See the Broncos in action again. St Helens against Leeds. Huge fixture as well for both ends of the table. That's a Friday, 7 o'clock on Sky Sports Arena. And the third of our live games is back in Perpignan next Saturday. Catalan Dragons in action again, this time against Hull FC. That's it, 5 o'clock start on Sky Sports Action.
4, move, hold, hold here, hold, goal 4.
Over halfway,
5,
the Dragons
move,
in the shape of Goudemont.
Goal 5.
Plays it for Da Costa. Kick is a good one. Dixon with work to do here. Manages to step round Mead, and then Goudemont and Julien combine.
Move!
Importantly as well for London Broncos, because of the pace he's got, he's able to get around the initial kick chase and improve the starting position in terms of where he is on the pitch. If they're sat in a corner, then the Catalan Dragons really compress their defence and start to apply some real line speed in the early tackles. As it is, you can see the London Broncos, because of where he starts that set, are able to offer a little bit more. There's a little bit more in front of them, more space between the defenders.
Goal 4.
Catalan Dragons
5.
They won at Anfield against Wakefield.
All stand up.
Wakefield, but they lost
Goal 5.
in the cup.
Cheers, Liv.
Surrendered
You're off, mate.
their trophy against Hull FC, and they were beaten heavily at Warrington last time out. So confidence maybe not what it could be amongst the Catalan Dragons, and London Broncos certainly have recognised that and have gone for the jugular. They lead by 10 points, 18 to go.
Well, and self-critical as well. Sam Tompkins was interviewed after the cup defeat and labelled his side's performance as disgusting in the way that they exited the Challenge Cup at the quarter-final stage as holders of that competition, current cup holders. So they will certainly expected a response, and they would have targeted this game as one to get back on track. That's play on and offload. Here's Gigo. This is where he's dangerous, Ben.
Gigo gets the pass away, but it's a forward pass. It looked like he was going to go himself, and we see how electric Tony Gigo is in that position. Elected to offload the ball. You can see here.
Well, right. There's not an awful lot wrong with the pass, if I'm honest. I'm looking at Fouad Yaha there, and maybe Fouad Yaha should have been a yard flatter. There was Cassiano and Baiteri on the bench taking a breather. Sam Cassiano doesn't do massive minutes, but boy, he's destructive when he's on the field. He makes a difference. There are alarm bells ring whenever he gets the ball in his hands, but I think the London Broncos defence have coped with him admirably.
Catalan with a chance to avenge that cup loss to Hull FC, live on Sky Sports next weekend. And they face Leeds and then Wakefield. London have that crucial clash with Hull Kingston Rovers next up on Thursday, live on Sky Sports. Then they go to Castleford and then a date at Warrington. Fascinating season developing, fascinating attack developing here for the London Broncos. And Kieran Dixon, he looked like he'd lost his footing, but he managed to roll over and put the ball down, and the referee Liam Moore gives the try. And now there is real daylight between the Catalan Dragons and the London Broncos. A kiss from Kieran Dixon, another crucial try.
I'll tell you, the biggest involvement here is the ball before, and it's that willingness to travel from Alex Walker gives Kieran Dixon the space, and he goes through the tackle of Yaha, evades the contact of Tompkins, and he has to reach, he has to check his stride, but he's so quick, is Kieran Dixon. He quickly gets himself back into an advantageous position. He scores in the corner. What price him converting this own try, but full credit to Alex Walker, the London Broncos fullback. He ran and he took the yards that were there and committed Catalan Dragons defenders.
Yes, thanks, mate.
He's 3 from 3 from the boot. Currently is Kieran Dixon. He's a sharp shooter.
Good, mate. Cheers.
And I fear this is game, set and match if he converts this.
Had some tough angles as well to contend with, Kieran Dixon. And this, a challenge. Just the wrong side of the post as far as Kieran Dixon is concerned, but that try puts further daylight between themselves and the Catalan Dragons, and they're closing in on 2 crucial points in Perpignan.
Yeah, it was just the last little bit of that run which just attracted the attention of Fuad Yaha. Meant he couldn't go out onto his wingman and cover his wingman just a half second earlier.
22 points to 8 now, London Broncos ahead, and a short kickoff from Catalan Dragons.
Play on!
And it's going to come up for Remy Casti. Need to chance their arm, they need to get back into this. 14 to go.
Go one.
Hang on to your hats, here is Langi.
Still one.
Dumped back by Mikel Simon. Gudemon now.
2. Move it!
Batty with the tackle.
Hold.
Urgency from Catalan belatedly. Da Costa. Busquets again. His 150th Super League appearance, and he's got a ball away there. And Krasniki just dives on that gratefully. And London will be... Well, I can't believe that... I don't think they will believe that they got possession back there.
That was smart work by Krasniki is what it was. There was an offload came and he managed to get an arm in and tap that back. Valuable. Dixon onto the outside. Ryan Morgan, he's straightened up and he's through.
Great pace from Ryan Morgan, 2 last week against his old club, St Helens. Still going. Dragged to the ground by Tompkins. And David Mead.
Hold. Goal 3.
Cunningham. Williams.
4.
Casti clings on.
Hold here, hold. Play on. Goal
The Broncos
4.
will just want to hold on to possession and complete this set as Batty gets them over halfway.
Move here, Ben. Come on. Hold. Goal 5.
Cunningham for Morgan Smith. That's exactly what happens.
Well, there's 12.5 minutes left. And you wonder, and I think the answer's no, but we'll say it anyway. You wonder how much the London Broncos have paid attention to what's gone on in the northeast of England earlier on today. You know, famous win for Hull Kingston Rovers over the Warrington Wolves. Tony Smith, a victory in just his 2nd game in charge against his former employers. You know, that turned up the heat at the bottom of the table.
Come on then,
The
boys,
London Broncos have responded in fantastic fashion.
10 seconds. Alex in.
There's 2 converted tries plus another score the Catalan Dragons need
time back on.
in just a little over 12 minutes. And from what we can see and the way that this Broncos defence is standing up, I don't think they're going to do it, Ben.
Goal 1.
Of course, I'll have one eye on that crucial match on Thursday as well against Hull Kingston Rovers.
Move, James! Back
The
here,
4-pointers keep coming thick and fast.
Well, that's got massive written all over it as that one. As far as a relegation, or a battle to avoid relegation, that's huge.
3, move! Hold here, hold!
Catalan more concerned with the battle at the top, but that is London Broncos' next fixture, up against Hull Kingston Rovers, live with us, Sky Sports Arena, Thursday, 7 o'clock.
And this is where the Catalan Dragons now are forced to overplay. They're forced to force passes. And it's Busquets who puts the ball down.
Sorry, mate, sorry.
And that's the reward that you get.
Let's get in them, boys.
There's a side that has made very few mistakes, has scored some opportunist tries and some really well-worked tries, some superb displays of skill. And Jordan Abdul's been fantastic this afternoon. And that's what you get, the responses, the opposition team under pressure. They have to abandon plan A and start going to plan B, C and D. And that's a great position for you to be in.
Time back on.
Catalan Dragons looking to retake third spot, but London Broncos desperate to join Leeds and Hull Kingston Rovers on 12 points in that relegation scrap. They've got their tails up at the moment.
2,
Matty Fozzard for the Broncos. On from the substitutes bench.
That's a high shot from Sam Cassiano and Olsi Krasnicki. And Cassiano's injured himself there. It's a head clash with Ulrich da Costa. And that's a big head. I think da Costa's going to come off second best on that one. Cassiano walks away and da Costa's still down. It's an accidental clash.
Go for goal, boys.
Like hitting it with a bowling ball. He's in a fair bit of discomfort, isn't he, Ulrich da Costa?
Missed the defeat at Warrington last week. Hooker in the magic defeat of Wakefield. There is the Catalan bench.
Thomas Bosch was one of the most famous of players in the Catalan colours over this last 10 or 11 years. What a servant he was and continues to be for the Dragons. Here's the head clash again. Yeah, the more you look at that, the more painful that is.
Yeah, mate, yeah. Just be ready for it, stay alive. It is a head injury.
Da Costa still on the ground. Former Limu man.
Well, the trainer's already indicated to the bench, the physio is saying that there's going to be a head test here. He'll have to leave the field, will Ulrich da Costa. You know, the Dragons are going to take advantage of this breaking play to try and regather the thoughts. They've got a little over 10 minutes here to mount something of a fight back.
Already without the likes of Michael McAlorum as well. So they don't want any more casualties in a key position.
It's 10 metres, boys. Time's back on. Pardon? Yeah, mate, yeah.
Dixon to have a shot at goal then.
And we seem to have lost in there. Remember, that was a high tackle, wasn't it? It was Sam Cassiano, and that's why we have the penalty.
Yeah, he's good there.
Is this going to be more points for Kieran Dixon? $22 points to 8 ahead at the moment from right in front. 2 more points from Dixon. London extend their advantage.
Yes, mate.
Closing in on 2 huge points at the Stade Gilbert Brutus.
Yeah, you drop short.
The Catalan Dragons, by comparison, have scored just 20 points in nearly 3 full games of rugby. I would indicate there, you've got your strike weapons out there. They are missing, they're missing Sam Moa today and Michael McAlorum as Tompkins restarts short again.
10.
But you'd have to say, well, that's not going to go 10. That's going to be a penalty on the halfway line to the London Broncos. You have to say that there's the element of fatigue that they were worried about, and post-Barcelona and post-Anfield, I don't think they've recovered from yet. They've spent a long time on the road, a long time away from home. And it looks very much like, to me, they've not been able to shake that element of fatigue.
I do, mate.
And now they're going to have to do some more defending here.
Go.
It was Morgan with the tap. This is Richards now.
One. Move it, Kel. Hold here, Ben. Hold. Go one.
The crowd quiet at the Stade Gilbert Brutus. Would have expected to win this one, but London Broncos looking to post more points. Rhys Williams cuts back inside.
Move, goal line. Hold here,
Scrambling defence led by Garcia.
Goal
They're inside that 10-metre danger area though, and Abdul turns the ball back this time for Jay Pitts. Opposite number Garcia on the tacklers, but Pitts looking for the line.
Move
it's just a couple of metres short, if that.
Goal third.
Stumble from Matty Fozzard at the crucial point.
Stand. Goal 4.
Abdul.
Too ready for a drop goal, might he?
Krasniki.
5. Move.
16 points the difference.
Goal 5.
Abdul again. They could be in. It's Rhys Williams who's going to go in for a double in Perpignan. Rhys Williams with 2 tries and 2 crucial competition points surely on their way now for the London Broncos. They upset St Helens a week ago, and now they've done the business in Perpignan, you feel.
And just how difficult is it to come to Perpignan? This cannot be overstated, and win in the manner they have. It perhaps isn't the fortress that it was known to have been for many years due to the travel and the weather conditions and everything else. But I tell you what, the London Broncos have happily ripped up any kind of form book this season. They're a team that really look like they're enjoying themselves. But I think that's to do them a disservice. That's to reduce it too much. It's reductive to say that they play well together, they play for each other, they're really enjoying themselves. This is a good team. This is a really good team, Ben.
Kieran Dixon for 2 more points.
1 minute, Kieran.
Nats found the target as well. London Broncos on the verge of a famous win now. 2 in a week.
That's a great ball, isn't it, from Abdul, and then quick hands from Jay Pitts. A little bit of maths. I'm looking at this. The London Broncos have been rooted to the bottom of the table for some time. If they score another 4 points in this game, they will go above, without reply that is, they will go above Hull Kingston Rovers, despite Hull Kingston Rovers having won today against the Warrington Wolves. The points difference here, to come to the south of France and score 30 points, I mean, that is a real statement for the London Broncos.
Move, Sam!
They've been hanging around in games for a while. You talk to opposition coaches, this team just won't go away. They've been hanging around. Maybe they've been losing games, but they've not been getting beaten heavily.
Hold, goal 3.
This is Abdul.
4. Move!
6 minutes to go.
Hold! Goal 4. 5. Move! Hull Sam, hold. Goal 5.
Last one. Fozzard gets the ball away, and Abdul looking for the sideline. Tompkins is there to prevent that. But this is going to take a huge effort from Catalan Dragons to get anything from this match. 5.5 to go. They trail heavily on the scoreboard. Only a drift by 4 at half-time, remember. It's been a sensational second-half display from the London Broncos.
It really has.
Hold. Goal 2. Not square, Batty.
Full of endeavour and enthusiasm, but some real skill in there as well.
Move, well, listen. Hold. Goal 3.
You're almost looking at, you know, it's not going to matter really in terms of the season itself.
4.
But if they score another 2 points tonight, Ben, they're going to go ahead and off the bottom of the Super League table for the first time this season since the early rounds, and what a huge psychological boost
5.
that would be.
Move! Back. Hold.
As things stand, London with a points difference of -163. Hull Kingston Rovers, by virtue of events earlier today, -162 as Cassidy gets the ball away. David Mead is there. Fouad Yaha on a hat-trick. Fouad Yaha has got it at the corner. A sensational hat-trick is the headline act of an unbelievable result for the Catalan Dragons. No one expected this. 3 tries for Fouad Yaha. He's on the wrong end of the scoreboard, but maybe some consolation right at the end for Steve McNamara.
And it is going to be consolation because they're going to lose the game. But it just shows you how dangerous the Dragons can be. Tompkins whips it out. Another ball from Matty Smith, an offload, and then what about that from the captain, Remy Casti. David Mead looks to draw Kieran Dixon, who goes for the intercept, but the ball finds Fuad Yaha. It's going to be in vain. They're going to lose the game, the Catalan Dragons. This is going to be another famous win for the London Broncos. But you feel that try may well have stopped the Broncos an opportunity of coming off the bottom of that Super League table.
Matty Smith from the sideline. Can't add the extras.
Time off.
And there's Tompkins again to Smith. The cut-out ball to Bousquet. Recycles out the back there. Casti, the one-hand unorthodox pass, and then David Mead draws, and Fuad Yaha with a hat-trick in the corner. And it'll mean nothing.
Right, mate, yeah.
It's a hat-trick for the record books. And I'll tell you what, he'd give that all up, and he'd give them all back for 2 points on the competition ladder. As it stands, we'll take a look at that scoreboard. 12 points to 30.
Time's still off.
And what a fantastic birthday weekend ahead for Danny Ward.
Yeah.
And he can party, Ben.
There's going to be some red wine flowing in the south of France at the end of this one. Crucial win from Danny Ward and the London Broncos. 39 today. The Broncos boss can toast the most significant of victories.
2, move, hold, goal 2.
Yeah, unlike players, coaches don't have to go through recovery protocol and refuel and rehydrate in preparation for the next week's game, so I know exactly what he'll be doing. Happy birthday, Danny.
4.
Put to the sword, remember.
Hold, goal 4.
The Broncos on home soil at Easter. They are getting the best of revenge. That's really good to find Yaha again.
Surrender!
4 here against Leeds.
Stand 5.
3
hold, goal 5.
against the London Broncos. He's on the wrong end of the scoreline, and Matty Smith puts boot to ball.
Back.
Tip back.
Still back.
David Mead has
Still
it.
back.
Still the last. Here is Lange. Puts a ball in, looking for the
play,
post. It's taken really well by Elliot Keir, and some footwork to get out of the in-goal area. That was class.
Yeah, smart work from Elliot Keir.
1.
He's great on his feet, isn't he? As is this man, Kieran
2,
Dixon.
move, hold him, McHale.
4 from 5 from the boot today.
Goal 2.
Great work from him. But it's been across the board, hasn't it? You look at, you can't really find a London Bronco player who's,
3,
to go back to Danny Ward's comments once again, who hasn't delivered an 8 or a 9 out of 10 here. It's what he's asked of them. It's what he's asking of them consistently. And boy, if they
4,
delivered.
Movement! Hold here, hold.
Will only be their 2nd win
Goal 4.
away from home this season. The London Broncos
5.
on
Move
18-16 at
boys.
Leeds.
Hold. Goal
Defeated
5.
at Halifax in the Challenge Cup.
Play on.
Tompkins
Surrender!
scrambles to retrieve possession.
Stand 1. Hold it, boys, hold, I'll say. Goal 1.
Approaching the final minute of a
2,
huge win
move.
for London Broncos.
Goal 2.
Disappointment for Alex Chan and for Steve McNamara there.
Well, the inquest will already have begun, because they'll have looked closely at what they've done with all the travel that's been involved and the recovery, freshen the guys up for what was always going to be a test, particularly with the way that the London Broncos came out on top last week. They know they would be facing a confident side tonight. Casti's through.
Casti almost away.
5. Move, roll away,
Late
Luke.
consolation
Goal 5.
denied for the skipper. Here is Tompkins though, and Tompkins fires the ball to David Mead.
Hand over there, just check it, Billy.
And David Mead is just pulled down. Matty Fozzard is in there late, isn't he? It's Ryan Morgan underneath.
On you, Jay, come on.
He's able to hold up, and with 12 seconds to go, you can hear corks popping, can't you? Across the Ward household. will be watching on with this.
Hold here. Hold!
And seeing their coach lead the Broncos to a famous victory.
It's the London fans who are counting down in Perpignan. It's a famous win for the London Broncos. A crucial 2 points.